Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I put any videos out. I've been working on some things and just haven't had time, but I thought I would start putting out these shorter videos that are just quick tips for DaVinci Resolve. As you know, I've put out a couple videos about DaVinci Resolve. I made the full switch to DaVinci Resolve about 6 months ago now, and I love every minute of it, but I'm still learning new things every single day. And today, for this first quick tip, I learned how to correct your verticals and horizontals in DaVinci Resolve, just like you would in Lightroom or Photoshop with photography. So, that said, I've got two different clips here. One of them is just a vertical correction. The other one is going to be a horizontal correction as well. So this first clip, as you can see, the verticals are off throughout the entire clip. And that's because my camera was not properly calibrated or something, and it was leaning more to the right. So we're going to go ahead and fix that. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this rotate option. Now, if you're not familiar with DaVinci Resolve, this is the editing panel. And over here you've got this inspector. This is where all your transform tools are, like zooming and whatnot. So you can change the position as well. Anyway, within this tool you've got the rotation option. And what we're going to do is we're going to rotate this to where all of the center lines are vertical. And then from there we've got this pitch and yaw tool. You might be familiar with that in drone terminology, but essentially pitch is going to correct your vertical lines, and as you can see, I'm just kind of dragging that back a little bit, and they are officially corrected. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in just to crop out the edges, and voila, we've got a corrected clip, and it stays obviously corrected throughout the whole thing. Now, if you were to have like a lot of motion here, and the verticals adjusted throughout the clip, you can add these keyframes here to make minor adjustments. So I'm not going to go into that at this point, though. This is just some quick tips here. Second thing is correcting the horizontals. So not only is this clip crooked from an angle perspective, I mean it looks horrible. My camera was pointing slightly left, so even if I went to go correct the rotation and make that straight, you can see that I still have my lines are still facing this way, and that's because my camera was pointing slightly left, and it was creating that. So that's where the yaw correction comes in. If you go ahead, actually first we're going to correct the verticals, just because, and then we're going to go ahead and correct the yaw. This is the horizontal correction. So as you can see, you just simply slide this, and they will go ahead and correct for you. Of course, we'll go ahead and zoom in. And that's that, and we have a corrected clip. Now the next thing I wanted to show you, this is kind of a bonus. This is lens correction. This will help remove barrel distortion. So you can go ahead and hit analyze. It'll do an analysis and it'll do any correction on there that it might be there. But I'm using, for this particular shot, I was using a Leica, I think it's pronounced, 12mm zero distortion lens. So there's very little distortion in this. However, let's say you're using a wide angle lens and you get a little bit of barrel distortion on the edges. That's where this lens correction tool comes in. And I believe this is only available in DaVinci Resolve Studio. So if you have a Blackmagic camera, you should have gotten a copy of DaVinci Resolve Studio. Otherwise, you can purchase it. But this is a cool tool just to help remove, or add that distortion. So again, if you have, we're just going to go ahead and start over from scratch. Hit analyze. If you have any kind of distortion, this tool will correct it. So that said, just to kind of show you, you can pretty much do all the lens corrections that you would do in Lightroom or Photoshop in DaVinci Resolve. Hope this was helpful, guys. I will put out another quick tip video very, very soon.